You're listening to Swish Edition.com.
Hey, everybody, it's 2023, and we're back with another year, an entire year's worth of Swish Edition podcast episode.
What everyone's been looking forward to.
I think everyone has it. After the doldrums of, this is the doldrums that people are feeling after the holidays are over. January's kind of like the boringest month. It's like all the decorations have gone away. All the Christmas music has been put up on the shelf until Thanksgiving.
It's the month that people need to... It's like coming back to work from a week's vacation.
Yeah. That feeling.
That feeling of...
dread.
Here we are. We're back. I have a month to get my shit together. Then we're back in full swing.
Right.
And nothing happens in January.
There's nothing to look forward to.
There is one thing that I learned in 2023, and it just reminded me from looking at your desk over there.
Yeah.
Is that tape dispenser and what that long piece of plastic is used for.
What's that? What's the piece of plastic used for?
On the packaging tape dispenser.
Okay. What about it?
It's to find and lift up the tape because you can't see it. Did you know that? Yeah.
So I'm learning something new every day.
I'll show you.
Now I have something to look forward to. Learning how to use my packing tape. Hopefully I don't need to send any packages.
So you don't have to dog ear it.
Right. No, okay. Yeah, you'll have to show me that because I've always had a problem with tape.
And I've only seen it done online. I have yet to try it myself, so I'm curious to know if it works.
This is absolutely riveting podcast material right here.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
I want to start the show with this. Lake Superior State University in Michigan, every year since 1976, they put out their 10 banished words and phrases of the year. Things that they just really don't want us to be using anymore because they're either outdated or overused or just stupid. So I can't believe they've been doing this since 1976, but apparently they have.
Yeah, I saw this and I didn't know it was a thing.
Yeah. 1,500 people sent in recommendations, but there's a panel of judges at the university. They're the ones that make the final decision. They will read their recommendations, but they're not based on the recommendations. So they come up with their own.
And
shit.
just so we know that they're actually not banishing the words. They're just
they're banished. They're banished. Well, they say they should be banished.
Right.
What
but
they're
it's
saying,
like
it's a recommendation.
If you're a student
no
at
law.
the school,
Right.
like if you're a student at the school, they're not saying
Yes, you can't use these terms.
Because I don't want to give the impression like, oh, these fucking stupid colleges, you make fucking stupid rules. That's not what they're doing.
Yeah, it's just their recommendation.
It's a fun thing.
Yes, it is supposed to be for fun.
Yes.
Yes, but they're the words that they think are overused or not correct. So the first one for 2022, because they put this out right at the end of the year, is GOAT. We all know it. We've heard it so many times. Greatest of all time.
Mm-hmm.
It's overused. People use it constantly usually for sports people or celebrities of some sort. You know, Pele. He was the GOAT of the soccer world.
Right.
Or Michael Jordan was the GOAT of the basketball world.
And some of those might be true, but it's probably been overused.
It definitely has been overused. Inflection point is another one. I
just
don't even know what that is really.
I don't even know if I've heard those two words put together in all of 2022.
Quiet quitting, which has been a big thing.
That's been
lately.
a big word.
And I had to look this up. So quiet quitting, I thought it just meant that you just went home and never went back to work again.
No.
Quiet quitting.
Let me see if I get this right.
I know what it is. Yeah.
Is it when you continue to go to work, but you don't put in the effort, not even to meet standard?
You just do the absolute minimum to keep your job.
Yeah.
You're getting to work at 9:01 and you're leaving at 4:59. Yeah. That's quiet quitting.
Yeah.
Honestly, and I think this is true for you too, maybe except when you worked at a bank. When I had a job, I never quiet quitted. I went beyond expectations. I had to. It was the requirements of the job.
I
All of my jobs were like that.
yeah, I felt I had initiative. I felt I did what needed to be done, and I did things that didn't need to be asked of me.
Right. Yeah. I think we were good workers.
I mean,
back when we worked.
Right. And I mean, I feel like I didn't have to be told, Dale, you need to do this today and do it now.
You're not pulling your weight, Dale.
Here's your next assignment, do this. Like, I knew what needed to be done.
Yeah. All right, so the fourth one on their list is gaslighting, which is funny because, as if you've listened to the show, it was also Merriam-Webster's word of the year for 2022. And the people at Lake Superior think that gaslighting should be banished. Moving forward, that's a term they think we should get rid of. I'm not sure what's wrong with moving forward. Amazing. They claim that the word amazing is being way overused lately. And they said rarely is something really amazing. So you shouldn't use it unless it really is fucking amazing.
Yeah.
I think amazing is actually part of my vernacular. I say it a lot.
There was also, speaking of this, there was these fucked up college kids and just kids in general regarding text messages about the emojis that people shouldn't use and thought that.
Oh God.
Oh, remember? I think we
that
talked
whole
about
story.
Like the thumbs up was like a passive aggressive way of.
The OK symbol is supposedly a white supremacist symbol. And, I mean, it goes on and on. The fifth one is, does that make sense? ? I don't understand why that's a problem. The eighth one is irregardless, because irregardless is not a word.
It's not a word.
It's regardless.
It's not a word.
Just leave off the IR. It's regardless, not irregardless. That's just like people saying Costco's or Nordstrom's, putting the S on the end of things. That always bugs me.
Yeah, I've seen a list of words that people commonly use wrong, like espresso, Valentine's.
Valentine's Day? Really? People say that?
Valentine's with an M instead of an N. Like, it's Valentine's.
Yeah.
But people say Valentine's
Or people
Day.
that don't get that New Year's Day has an apostrophe S on years.
Yeah.
Yeah. The ninth word is absolutely.
That's like so 80s, man.
I'm not
or
sure
so
why.
90s.
I'm not sure why
really.
absolutely is a bad word, but
That's like from your Clueless movie.
And then the 10th one that they came up with this year is, it is what it is. It is what it is.
What it is. I like that phrase.
Why's your dick so hard? It is what it is. I don't know.
It's
kind of stupid. Previous words from past years were in these uncertain times. That was last year because every company was using that in their statement about COVID. In these uncertain times, we feel that we need to be blah, 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 blah. Information superhighway has been banished.
That's a very 90s phrase that's not used anymore.
Filmed before a live audience, which, if you really think about it, is really stupid. And they've been using it since the 60s.
But it's like, why do we need to know that?
Well, one, a live audience versus a dead one. I think that was the problem there, the word live. Completely empty is a great term.
Well, that's an oxymoron, right?
It's not right. It's empty, then it can't be completely empty.
It can't be any more empty than just empty.
Right. It's empty.
Yeah.
At this point in time, just say now. And then the word retarded. Well,
don't elaborate.
A lot of people think that word should have been banished, and it really has been. If you say it now, you pretty much get in trouble.
It's
retarded, but you know.
But even still, sure. I haven't heard that in a very, very long time.
Words that I think should be revoked is woke and diversity. I'm so fucking sick of the word diversity. I could spit, but I won't.
This, my friends, is the Swish Edition. From their secret underground studio, this is the Swish Edition.
I got a mouthful for you guys.
Dale and Scott are in the studio on the mics, and they fired up the antenna.
It has to come whether you like it or not.
And if you're willing to show it, they'll take a picture of it.
I actually think I might withdraw.
Ladies and gentlemen, and everyone else in between, here are your new best friends. They're your hosts,
It's very exciting for me because this is the best show ever made.
Dale and Scott.
I am so excited. I just can't hide it. So we're going to one of our favorite restaurants tonight. At Mandalay Bay. You know, you guys, we do the show here in Vegas. And our favorite restaurant, Strip Steak at Mandalay Bay, has been closed for, 3.5 months now? Something like that.
It closed in October?
Yeah, they've been doing a whole renovation. They just opened on December 30th, and we have a reservation for tonight. So if you guys
How
are
much
stocked...
you want to bet that it almost looks exactly the same, maybe with some new countertops and chairs.
If you guys are stalkers, please don't come see us at the restaurant. If you're fans, come on over.
I guarantee you that is what we're going to see.
I usually don't tell people in advance what we're doing because, you know, sometimes people come out of the woodwork to see us. But anyway, we'll be at Strip Steak tonight for dinner. I won't tell you what time or what we're wearing or what we look like. Anyway, excited about that. What else? How about a New Year's Eve wrap up?
Please.
Yeah. So Dale and I, we hung out with friends last Thursday night. They came over and we had a grand old time playing our Beat Saber on our PlayStation and getting drunk and having a lot of fun. And then for New Year's Eve, though, we decided just to stay the F home because it is not fun to go out on New Year's Eve. I don't care if you live in Dubuque or if you live in New York City or if you live in Las Vegas. New Year's Eve sucks. And I don't know why anyone wants to. You showed me the pictures. You showed me the pictures of the crowds on the Strip here in Vegas.
Yeah,
They closed the Strip at 6 p.m. It's closed.
See the road.
There's so many people. It was wall to wall to wall people. And that's just fucking miserable to me.
See,
I'd rather be in my pajamas on the couch.
That. I like being home, and I don't like being in that kind of situation, but
Right.
I am happy
That it happens?
and that excited that people come here and be able to enjoy things.
Oh, and I'm sure that it's
It's
good for our
exciting.
economy that
Yeah,
people come here.
It's exciting that people come
They were
here.
expecting 400,000 people
Yeah, I
in
read
Vegas.
that.
That's a lot of people.
Well, we saw it. I mean,
Yeah.
we went out the
We
night before.
No, we accidentally went out on New Year's Eve.
and look at where we had
day.
the park.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a little
It
crazy.
was. It's a lot.
Yeah, it
It's
was
a
a
lot.
lot.
It's a
Too
big
many
deal.
people. We like going out like on a non-busy Tuesday. That's kind of our favorite thing to
Yeah.
do. Or a
too-
Wednesday.
I don't like it when it's too people-y.
No, too people-y. Anyway, so we drank and we had our snacks and stuff, and we watched CNN. Even though I said I would never watch it ever again, we watched it. We watched Andy Cohen and Anderson Cooper make fools of themselves, but it actually was kind of entertaining. I kind of enjoyed it.
The worst part, and it's always the same every single year, and I wish they would stop doing it, is these fucking Skype FaceTime check-ins where neither party can hear each other.
Yeah, because it's so loud in Times Square where Andy and Anderson were.
It's cringeworthy to watch.
They were talking to people like Kevin Hart, who was actually here in Vegas.
Well,
down
that
at
was one of the
Resorts
better
World.
ones, and I
Yeah.
don't know what setup they had. Maybe because it was a
Yeah.
traditional camera and it fucking worked.
Sure.
But whatchamacallit and his wife, it just did. It's
They were-
uncomfortable to watch.
It was on some of those, but then they also had some people that were actually there in person, so that was kind of fun. We missed this, and we were watching it on and off because we were involved in other stuff. But Andy apparently had Nick Cannon on, and Andy Cohen asked Nick Cannon if he's ever considered getting a vasectomy. He asked him that on the air.
What was the answer?
The answer was, it's none of your damn business. My body, my life, or whatever. My decision. Said no. He's no. If you guys don't know, Nick Cannon's 12th baby was born just a couple days ago. So
God,
we've
damn.
definitely been talking about that a lot on the show. So you knew it was coming. It finally came. 5 babies in the year 2022 were born. The man has super, super duper sperm. I'll tell you that.
You know what? It's
And
a
he
lot.
obviously does not believe in condoms.
It's a lot, but as long as I feel that as long as he's able to contribute to some sort of thing, then it's fine. Not like this, like people I freaking know who just have babies just for the state's assistance.
No,
kind of
well,
bullshit.
it's certainly not that case. But can he have a relationship with 12?
But it's also
kids?
irresponsible.
It's very irresponsible. I think in 2023, it's very irresponsible. Maybe back in the olden days, or the I don't know, Catholics like he's not even Catholic, right? Is he? I don't know.
Fuck if I know.
They like having lots of babies. Anyway, one of the things that happened, maybe you guys missed this, but Don Lemon took over from Andy and Anderson after midnight, and he missed the Central Time Zone countdown for New Year's. Completely missed. He and his crew did not do a countdown for those poor people that live in, like, what is it, Ohio, New Orleans. What's Central? Austin. I think Austin, Texas is in Central.
See, that's the thing.
All those flyover states.
It's weird because Central Time Zone it's just bullshit stuff.
Right. I mean, we've lived on the East Coast, we've lived on the West Coast, and we've lived in Mountain.
We've never lived in Central.
No, I've never lived in Central.
It's a weird.
Always,
it's a weird
I've lived in
thing.
the other 3.
It's a weird time zone.
Yeah, it is a weird time.
Because nothing really happens there.
So funny. I have friends. I'm not going to name any names because that would be really rude, and they might be listening. But since, the United States, the continental United States has 4 time zones, right?
Mm-hmm.
So my friend assumed that there were 4 different times. Like the hours between the East Coast and the West Coast would be 4 hours difference.
Oh.
Yeah.
He's not counting the zone.
Right.
Well, they're not counting their
Right.
Well, Alaska also has its own time zone. Parts of it.
Wait, now I'm even confusing myself. If
I
there's
actually just
4
read
time zones.
I read a story about this. Is that
Yeah.
the United States itself has, Jesus, is it 7 time zones?
Oh, with all the territories in Hawaii and Alaska,
right, and
yeah.
you gotta think that the time between, even if you take like L.A.
Yeah,
to Hawaii,
that's 3. I think that's 3.
there are time zones there
Yeah,
that are just,
in the water.
well, Alaska
Right.
that goes up there, but
Yeah.
it's just small portions of it. But we have a lot of fucking time zones, and I want to say that between the United States and Russia are the 2 countries that have like the most time zones.
Right. Oh, probably because it's really spread out. Yeah.
Because we're so large.
Yeah.
So spread out.
You were telling me that it's not just like, okay, so obviously we watched the ball drop in New York City, which is this giant LED lighted sphere,
Mhm.
right? That comes down. It's been going on for years and years. In Iowa, they do, what did you say? A baked potato?
Spud. It's the funniest
So they
fucking
drop
thing.
a big, huge baked potato?
Yeah,
Is
they
it a
do.
real baked potato or like
No, I assume
a
it's
big,
fake.
fat, fake baked potato?
I think it had wings.
Did it?
I think so.
And then I know we've talked about this before. Down in Key West, which is
Yeah.
one of our favorite places on earth, they do the drag queen in a giant red high heel drop. So right at the corner of Bourbon Streets and Duval Street, if you guys know Key West, that's where they do this. They hike up a drag queen at 11 p.m. in this huge high heel, red high heel. It's 8 feet long.
She's up there for a whole hour.
Yeah, and then she slowly comes down to the ground for a whole hour and then
Jesus
hits the ground at midnight.
Christ.
Yeah.
That's It's a long
I hope
time.
she pees before
That's
she
a
gets
long
up there.
time. That's what I'm saying. I really wish Las Vegas would kind of get into this because we have the people that come here, and
Right.
there's got to be a place on the strip where you can build this thing,
There should be something.
something,
Yeah.
even if it's a fucking slot machine.
Like something coming down
That-
from the Eiffel
that
Tower
at the 1 second or 2 seconds to midnight spins,
Right.
and you get a line hit of 2023.
Right.
Something.
I assume they do something fun with the Bellagio fountain right at midnight. I don't know. We've never been down there, so I don't know what happens. Anyway, New Year's Eve was fun. I stayed up and I think Dale was in bed before midnight, actually.
It was like
to tell you the truth.
11:15.
And I went out the front gate of our house and I stood on the street and I could see the fireworks down on the strip. So the rain and the wind let up just enough for them to have the fireworks right at midnight, which was cool. And a lot of our neighbors were shooting off fireworks just like it was the fucking 4th of July,
Yeah.
which made our dogs not happy.
They weren't happy, but man, I tell you what, the weather here has been weird.
It's been cold as fuck.
Cold, windy, rainy. Like this is not
Yeah,
Las Vegas.
it's
It's
not
all
Las
about that
Vegas.
system that's in California, and we're supposed to be getting more clouds and rain coming soon.
Climate change. It's climate change. All right, so I have a new section of the show. It's called What the Fuck Files.
I hate this because I think this is fantastic.
Tell me about this new TikTok thing. I watched it. I watched
How
a
did you
lot
watch
of
it
it
when you told me you deleted it?
because I watch it because they put TikToks on Instagram and
That's
stuff.
true.
Yeah. The fake dead celebrity prank. Tell us what this is all about because it's like the newest hit.
It's all about taking your phone and hitting record and telling a family member or whomever that their favorite celebrity has died and seeing their reaction.
And the reactions are
Funny.
really funny, but also really mean.
I fucking love it.
So
I
none
think
of
it's really
none of these announcements that celebrities have died are real.
No, they're not real.
So it'd be like if a super fan of Ricky Martin, like me,
if
you came into the room and said, "Oh my God, Ricky Martin dead
just
at
died."
52 years old,"
right,
I'd freak out,
it would
All
be
right.
funny.
and that
For a
would be
minute.
the video.
Yeah,
Until I realized that you were punking me.
yeah.
Anyway, so that's a new thing that's going
Funny.
around. I guess it's funny.
It is funny.
It's not. It's
It
not.
is.
Death isn't funny, is it?
It's not real, so it's funny.
Yeah. Here, I'll tell you what's funny is Bill Cosby thinks
Oh
he's
my
going on tour again. He says, so much fun to be had in this storytelling I do. This man is 85 years old. He hasn't performed since 2015. If you guys don't remember, he was convicted of criminal assault in 2018. 60 different women. Let me say that again. 60 different women testified against him. But the Pennsylvania State Supreme Court overturned his conviction and he got out of prison in 2021. The man does not deserve to be out of prison if 60 different people said that he did these horrible things to them.
It's weird.
It's very weird. And I wonder who in the what's up with the Pennsylvania State Supreme Court.
Well,
But as of right now, 5 additional women are suing him now and NBC because they say they were all assaulted during his production of The Cosby Show on NBC.
the thing is who's going to have them?
Who is going to book Bill Cosby into
Yeah.
their venue?
I'm sure there's places. I'm curious who they are.
It was just like the John Hinckley Jr. who finally got out of prison after decades and decades.
He's doing a show.
He plays guitar and sings, and he wanted to go on tour, but he couldn't find any venues that would book him. Well, yeah, because we don't want someone who shot the president of the United States.
I feel like
Sorry.
when you do a crime like that against the United States, that there's no getting
There's
out.
no getting.
There's no getting out.
There's no redeeming yourself. And I'm sorry, Bill Cosby. There's no redeeming yourself when 60 women have said that you sexually assaulted them. 60 women. I mean, it's not like these 60 women got together and decided, hey, let's get Bill Cosby. Let's make up this lie. They all have very legit stories. So, fuck you, Bill Cosby.
Woody.
No one is going to book you.
It is what it is.
There's a bill. There's a bill headed to President Biden's desk, which disturbs me because I just don't understand how Congress passed this. It's called the Martha Wright Reed Just and Reasonable Communications Act of 2022. Congress somehow pushed it through, and I guess the Senate voted for it too. The bill would cap what phone companies can charge prison inmates. Why Congress? Why our senators and our congressmen are wasting time on shit like this? Just absolutely dumbfounds me. All right, so I read the article. The average call that an inmate makes outside of the prison is $5 for a 30-minute call. That's the average for the entire country. I don't think that's very high, given the fact that inmates get their housing, their food, their beverages, their recreation, their health care, their clothing, and their security paid for by the state. What else do they have to fucking pay for? Doritos and phone calls.
Well,
and $5 is unfair. It's not just and reasonable for a $5 fee for a 30-minute call for a fucking convict who's been convicted of a crime.
This is for the end user.
It doesn't matter who pays for it. Sometimes it's the prisoner, and sometimes they call collect to their loved ones somewhere outside of the prison. And they're basically, Martha Wright and her friends decided that they needed to take this to the highest level and get it fixed. I just don't understand. Activists say it's not fair, $5 for 30 minutes. They're fucking prison inmates. You think they deserve free phone calls?
Don't make me go down this road.
I want you to go down this road because it got in my craw this week.
Well, because I've been here.
I realized that you've had a friend in prison.
And I paid more than $5.
For a 30-minute call?
It was only 15 minutes.
What did it cost?
I think it was 90 cents a minute.
I still don't feel bad for you or him. I mean,
Okay.
yeah. I'm just saying, they're already getting all this shit on the house. Why not be able to pay for your phone calls?
I'm not going down this road with
All right, we don't have to go down this road. I just brought
I
it
don't
up.
want to touch it. I don't.
You don't want to touch it. I got something for you to touch.
I'm actually for this because I think it's horrible. It's horrible.
It's horrible that they're getting overcharged for phone calls.
I don't think you should pay for anything. You should not be paying for your phone calls.
These people have done horrible crimes and they're in jail.
Not everyone has done horrible crimes. I mean, if you're just thinking of the murderers and the rapists, then yeah, for sure. But there's a lot of low-level shit that's going on. These people are behind bars, and you want to talk to friends, family, and loved ones.
Give them a cell phone.
Then
your family should be able to give them a cell phone to use.
You shouldn't be paying at all. You shouldn't be paying at all.
Oh my God.
And there's these companies out there that these states pay for to have this service, and it's fucking outrageous. This is the other thing. This is the thing that should not exist. Is that regardless of your crime, I don't care.
Irregardless of your crime,
I don't care if you got caught selling a $5 bag of pot.
Yeah.
Or if you murdered and raped some kids down the road.
Oh God.
Right. Regardless of what your crime is what I'm getting to.
Okay.
That the state, right? The state, you committed the crime, the state is putting you behind bars, right? So they should not. My point is that prisons should not be for profit, and the companies that they call, and from what JPay for one, is a very large company in the United States, which is contracted
it's different in every state.
by states and federal prisons to be able to do this, and they are paying God knows how much to these prisons for this service.
The whole industry. There's a whole private.
It's horrible.
Prison industry.
It's
in this
horrible.
Country. Yeah.
I'm just saying that it shouldn't cost you a dime. It shouldn't cost you a dime, but just a thing on your phone bill.
I completely disagree with that. So I guess we're on different sides of this issue, and that's fine. We can
It's
be
a
on
fucking
different
phone
sides.
call. It doesn't cost me $5 to talk to you for 30 minutes.
No, it costs us. You pay one fee. But they're not fucking paying, are they? They're not contributing to society. They're in fucking jail.
Sure.
So they should have to pony up something to make a call outside of their prison walls.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
$5 for 30 minutes. I think that's completely reasonable. Let's talk about the Commanders. I don't even care about the Commanders, but the Washington Commanders, which used to be the Redskins in Washington, D.C., debuted a new mascot this past Sunday. His name is Major Tuddy. He's kind of a big deal, they said. He's a 6'5", 230-pound, military-loving pig. He's a hog.
Oh, my God.
Tuddy is a slang term for touchdown, so he's Major Touchdown, basically. The former Redskins have been trying for years to change their image because they've gotten a lot of shit over the years, especially because they were the Redskins for so long and refused to change their name. But anyway, a lot of people were rolling their eyes at this pig mascot of theirs. We were actually sitting at a bar yesterday, looking up at the screen. The sound was down, but we were watching the commentators on ESPN reacting to this Major Tuddy. And they literally all had this look like, what the fuck?
It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Some of the comments were, this is who greets you in hell. And another person said, April Fool's is still 4 months away.
I mean, it seems like I'm not a sports fan, but it seems like, the Washington football team just needs a whole overhaul.
It needs
a complete ground up overhaul.
Dan Snyder needs to go.
He
Someone
needs
else
to go.
needs to come in, turn that thing over.
Like, he can still fucking own it, but give someone permission to just make all the decisions.
How about also get a stadium in your actual fucking city?
Oh, that fucking stadium is just shitty.
So if you guys don't know, the
Shitty.
the Commanders Stadium is FedEx Field. It's way up in Maryland over near the Air Force Base, Andrews Air Force Base. It's not convenient to anyone who lives in Washington, D.C.
No, and there's a fucking metro, and you get to the metro, then you gotta get on a fucking bus.
It's horrible.
It's
It's in
miserable.
the dumbest, stupidest place.
Miserable.
And it was really cool when they were using RFK, which is actually downtown, right behind the Capitol building. Why they didn't tear that down and build a new one right there, I have no idea. The whole thing was just fucking stupid.
I thought RFK was put under.
Oh, God. Is it protected now?
I want to say it was.
Jesus Christ.
But
Tear it down and build a new one.
They need to. Yes.
I think the city that you are representing, that's where the fucking football field should be.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Not in another state. DC has plenty of room. They could have built a stadium
And it's becoming
somewhere.
like a sports hub now. I mean, look at the tennis courts. Remember, they took away all the fucking gay clubs down there to build this whole
build the
sports
soccer
empire.
to build the soccer stadium. Yeah.
Yeah, but there's tennis courts down there too.
Who needs fucking tennis courts?
I don't know.
Stupid. Anyway, it hasn't been a good week for celebrities. Have you heard this? This is horrible. Tennis goat Martina Navratilova announced she's fighting a throat and breast cancer. That sucks.
Ay, ay, ay.
Poor Jeremy Renner, who we know most recently as Hawkeye on Disney Plus. He won an Oscar for Hurt Locker. Is in critical but stable condition after a snowplow accident at his home near Reno, Nevada.
Yay.
Horrible. Love him to death. I hope he's going to be okay. Barbara Walters died at 93 a couple days ago on December 30th. Pele, the soccer goat, he died on December 29th. He was 82. And we just learned that Anita Pointer, the founder of the Pointer Sisters, died in New York on New Year's Eve. She was 74.
Well.
So not a good week for celebrities.
No.
And Paris Hilton sang.
She died?
No, but she's still alive. She was on the Miley and Dolly show on NBC on New Year's Eve.
We didn't watch that.
I just saw the clips. Yeah, we didn't watch it. Only in Vegas. This is the Only in Vegas section. Love this. Did you see this story?
No, I didn't.
So we pass it all the time, literally almost every day. It's Larry Flint's Hustler Club. It's situated right next to the I-15 highway.
Yeah.
So whenever we go from our house in the South Valley to this strip, we have to pass by the Hustler Club. I've always wanted to go inside just to see what it's all about. But they came up with this great thing. You guys remember when all the passengers were stranded at airports all over the country because of the weather around Christmas, and then Southwest Airlines' complete meltdown around Christmas? Larry Flynt's Hustler Club offered to send complimentary transportation to our airport here in Las Vegas, pick people up, and give them free lap dances and a free drink and free entry into the Hustler Club.
Nice.
If they were stranded at the airport.
I fucking love it.
I
fucking love this.
They did that from December 27th until January 1st.
And
I thought that was
on
great.
this, did you read that East Coast FAA had a big fucking meltdown and had to cancel more flights? But that was FAA. Not
Yesterday. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Crazy.
Affected a bunch of airports in Florida.
Yeah.
And we have friends in Florida right now. They're probably trying to get home. Speaking of airports, I love this. And I want them to roll this out to every cold city in the country.
Yeah.
Milwaukee's Mitchell International Airport offers a coat check service for passengers flying to warm destinations. How cool is that?
That's great.
So
that's a great service.
Milwaukee is fucking cold, as you know. It
Yeah.
could be like 10 degrees when you're driving to the airport to fly to Miami for your
Right.
winter vacation. So you're wearing your big coat. You go into the airport, you check your bags, and then you go check your coat. So you don't have to take your fucking coat to Miami.
I like
'Cause
it.
you don't need the coat
don't
in
need the
Miami
coat.
or
Right.
the Caribbean or on a cruise.
Right.
It's $2 a day or $10 max for
Worth
your whole
it.
trip.
Totally worth it.
The only other airport that we know of that does this is Frankfurt in Germany.
Mm-hmm.
JetBlue used to do it at JFK, but they're not doing it anymore. I think every northern cold airport needs to do this.
Yeah.
Boston, New York City, Portland, Maine, for all those people that are flying to the fucking
Boise.
Caribbean. Yeah, Buffalo,
Buffalo.
Denver.
Yeah.
Exactly. I think
All
this is
those
such
places.
a great idea.
I think it's a great service.
And super excited about this. And I really, really want to go and do this. Two of our favorite movies, Back to the Future and Jurassic Park, are getting their own escape rooms at Universal City Walk in Orlando. And, you know, I've never been to Universal. You and I have been to Universal Studios theme park in Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
But I've never been to the one in Orlando. You've been there.
I've been there at least twice.
It rivals Disney. I mean, it's bigger than Disney now. It
It's
keeps
awesome.
growing and growing. They're going to have a brand new theme park. They're opening their fourth one in 2025. But at their City Walk, they have these new escape rooms themed to Back to the Future and Jurassic World. And I just think this is so much fun.
City Walk is like this weird. How do you explain it?
It's just like downtown Disney.
It's like downtown. You
yeah.
walk and there's these shops
and
then maybe there's
restaurants and
a
a theater.
a ride, like a little tiny, like I don't know, like a VR ride. It's a weird, fun place. That was the first place where I ate at a Margaritaville.
Yeah, you could spend. It's very themed, and you could spend the whole day there without like a ticket price. Right?
Yeah.
However, there is a charge for these escape rooms. It's $49.99 per person, or $300 for a group of 8 people. But both rooms are random. I love this. They're randomized narratives so that you could go multiple times and get a different story every time. So you know what an escape room is, right?
Yes.
I've never done one,
No.
but I think it would be fun to do with a small group of people. Like if we got like
We have
6
several
or 8 of our
here.
friends.
I know of the Walking Dead one down on Fremont.
Yeah, there's some scary ones here.
Yeah.
I think there's an It one too, a
Maybe.
horror one
Yeah.
where you got to figure out how to get out of the damn room before you're killed. Anyway, wouldn't that be fun?
But they're like a big thing now. Escape rooms are very, very, very popular.
All right, I want to do this. I want to do it. We need to go to Universal in Orlando, but I don't know. I got to figure out what time of year to go when it's not so people-y. Certainly
I think
not
it's-
at
I-
Christmas or New Year's.
Isn't it? I believe it's just next door to Universal's California Adventure.
It's right there somewhere.
It's all right there.
Yeah. All right. So despite the debate that we had last week about Christmas decorations, because I brought it up last week, when is the appropriate time to take down your Christmas tree and your Christmas decorations and put it all away? And I was
December
insisting.
26th.
Yes, that's what you said. And I was insisting it's January 5th or 6th, the Epiphany. You leave it up. You definitely want it up for New Year's. And I said I was going to wait until next weekend to do it, right? Well, guess what? Well, you know already.
I know. I fucking know.
I did it yesterday. I did it yesterday. It took me about 5 hours, but I did the entire thing. I put everything Christmas away and packed up, and it's in the garage on January 2nd.
Don't you feel relieved?
I do feel relieved, but I also feel like
And
the
house looks nice.
I feel
and
like
it's
the house
roomy.
looks very empty and
No, it doesn't look empty. It looks roomy.
All right. Well, you got your wish. All right, we'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Was kind of entertaining.